Welcome to another episode of Stuck in My Mind podcast. I am your host, Wize, and today's guest is someone who's turned pain into purpose and purpose into power. At 23 years old, after a spinal surgery that nearly derailed his life, he chose to rise and build himself into a mindset mentor, scaling expert, and founder of Red Rock Institute. He teaches trades and construction businesses how to grow from 6 to 8 figures, runs his apparel brand, Perspective House, and leads a movement built on one message: don't chase success, attract it by becoming the most elevated version of yourself. Please welcome to the show the builder of legacies, Zach de Monaco.
Thank you, man.
Pleasure's all mine, man. Thanks for being a guest. Hold on, I'm sorry about that.
No worries.
All right. So how you doing today?
Doing good. Cannot complain. Warm and sunny outside. Productive day.
I'm looking at snow. Yeah. So Zach, let's take us back. What was that moment you realized life wouldn't look the same after spinal surgery?
Was that moment? Probably it was going to be the first or the second day once I got done with that spinal surgery in the hospital recovering, and life didn't seem like it was going to be the same after that. I mean, I woke up with no muscle. Felt like everything that I've built for the past, at that point, 19, 20 years old, was just taken away from me. And from there, the only thing that I can focus on is, what do I have right now? What can I do? And to me, that was just building, focusing on myself and setting new goals for the future that I can then go on to achieve, knowing that everything in the past has been a lesson to me, but I got to rebuild what I currently have at the moment.
So you said you were a painfully shy kid. How did you go from that to speaking and leading?
Yeah, so when I was in middle school and high school, I was so painfully shy. I literally could not speak to a single person. And I saw this one video on YouTube of this person. His name's Arlen, who currently now is my friend over the years. And I saw him and his friends traveling to Italy and making money online and this crazy lifestyle. And I thought to myself one day, life shouldn't be as hard as it is for me. I shouldn't have to be feeling so shy and sweating when I go up to someone. So that YouTube video was literally the spark for me personally to say, screw it. I'm going to start talking to people. I'm going to start experimenting, getting out, and trying to live a life that I actually see online, that I actually want to live. So every day from that point on, it was what you hear on social media, what you hear online, what you hear from everyone else. It's get the reps in, go out, talk to people, and get normal, get comfortable with it, and learn in the process.
Yeah, you have to make yourself uncomfortable, right? In order for yourself to get comfortable in what you don't know. So it was like with me when I had been wanting to launch the podcast, but I kept making excuses like, nah, who's gonna want to listen to me? What am I gonna talk about? I don't have all the recognition and all, and so it was just excuses until I finally decided to just make myself uncomfortable and do something that I normally don't do, because podcasting wasn't my thing. It wasn't something I had heard some podcasts, but it wasn't. I didn't know anything about video, audio, RSS feeds, any of that. Everything I've learned, I've taught myself and from the conversations that I've had with other podcasters and stuff like that. So
I love that. That's so interesting that you bring that up, because when I was going from the shy kid to breaking out into talking to people and speaking on camera for hours at a time, and even on stages, that's literally one of the things that was my biggest limitation, is the thought of, I've never done it before. I don't know how I'm going to do it. And part of overcoming that was partly, okay, let me understand what I'm thinking, what these thoughts are behind, where they came from. And then once I did that, the other part was literally just honestly telling myself to shut up. Like, whenever I heard these thoughts, I'm like, I'm like, shh, hush, let's just go.
yeah, you gotta silence yourself sometimes, because it's that voice that keeps telling you. Like it was just so many different things. Like, oh, you're not good enough, or no, well, whatever it was, whatever it was telling me, it was like, no, you know what? Shut up. Exactly. Just shut up. I'm going to do this, and I press record, and that was the beginning of it. And of course, it took time, and with repetition, that's the only way you're going to get better.
Yeah.
And I've gone, and if you go listen to my first few episodes, my audio, which was strictly audio for the first 132 episodes or whatever it was, I was strictly audio.
Yeah.
And then I had a couple on, and they were branding strategists and marketing and all that. And I was using StreamYard at the time, and they were like, but I wasn't using video. I was just using it to record the audio and use the audio. And he was like, so you don't do video? I'm like, no, I'm not ready. I'm just making up excuses
Yeah.
again. And then he asked me two more times, and I responded, and I was like, you know what? Yeah, I do video. And from that episode on, it was like, all right, I record, because I understood what he was trying to get at, but it was me again being afraid because like I didn't do video, it was audio. So so I was like, you know what? Yeah, I do video now, and I was already using the platform, so why not just use the video? And I understood why he was like, yo, this is more content that you could be using for what you're doing.
100%.
So what did hitting rock bottom teach you about yourself?
That's a great question. Hitting rock bottom for me, which I felt like I've hit it actually twice, maybe three times in my life, is that everything that I thought was a sure bet that I had that I wasn't grateful for in that moment, it woke me up to realizing things can be taken away from you in a split second without you knowing it. But on top of that, there's always a way to come back. It's not how you fall. It's not when you fall that defines you. It's what you do moving forward from that fall. So each day moving forward, those rock bottoms, what they taught me is when I wake up, when I go to do something, I don't care how small it is, that's a win for me. I'm gonna stack that win, and I'm gonna be grateful that I had that opportunity to wake up, to actually walk. Because when I was in the hospital bed, I didn't realize how much of a privilege it was to be able to walk. So I wake up and I have that win. And now every obstacle that I go through in my life, in all aspects of my life, I realize that again, it's not how big of a fall something happens, how much of a hardship, how much money I lost, how much relationship I lost, whatever it is. It's okay. I'm gonna focus on myself. What can I learn from this, and how can I come back? Because coming back is what's gonna define me. It's not what happened in the past. Those are the two biggest lessons rock bottom has taught me so far in my life.
And I agree with you. Like, if had I not overcome the circumstances that happened in my life, I could have easily used them as an excuse to just wallow in my pity and just give up. But instead, I was like, no, this isn't what I'm here for. This isn't my purpose. There's more to what I'm supposed to be doing. There's more to my story.
Yeah.
And so once I started doing that, things started changing. And I could imagine, and it's nothing similar to what you did, what you went through, because I can't imagine not being able to walk. But it, yeah, people who go through hardships in life. Everyone's path is different, but people definitely go through their struggles. It's how you bounce back. It's definitely how yes, it's definitely how someone gets knocked down if you bounce right back up or you stay down there.
Yeah.
So how close were you to giving up mentally, physically, emotionally?
I I gave up.
Mm.
I what was it? I 3 months working out, focusing on my mindset and my health, like pre-planning playlists, pre-planning Rocky Balboa, like all these things, getting myself set up. go into an 8-hour surgery without realizing it, losing all my muscle, everything, screws, nails, rods in my back, waking up. And then the first night was hard. The first night waking up, you're out of whack, right? You're trying to come to your senses. I don't know what's going on. And at this time, we were in COVID, so I couldn't have anyone around me. So I was a young kid in this hospital bed, completely out of it. Parents come in, more specifically, my mom comes in because you only allow one person. And it was the second night, I remember it like it was yesterday. It was the second night, and they give you these pain medications. I think I was on Oxy, maybe something even a bit stronger. But the pain meds, I think it was like 2 a.m., they wore off. So I had 2 hours more extended time before I could take more medication. And I remember being in the most agonizing pain in my life. The pain level to which you would probably pass out, because that's what happened to me. I was looking up, and the nurse walks in, and she's trying to be nice, Hey, Zach, do you want to try this? You want to try that? And I'm looking at my mom, and I'm trying not to cry because I know if I cry, she's going to cry. And it was in that moment where I'd look up and I'd just go, God, I'm done. Ugh, I'm so done. Yeah. And then all I remember is myself blacking out. That's it. And I remember waking up the next day, kind of a clean slate. But the second and third night, you could call it give up, you could call it surrender, you could call it whatever it is. I had nothing left in me to keep on going. I just said, I'm done. And to me, that was my breaking point to get rebuilt.
So what's the belief you had to kill in order for you to grow?
From that moment moving forward?
What was it that made you want to be like, you know what? No, I'm gonna keep going.
Well, that's gonna give me chills. When I was younger, I was shy, but I also had a lot of trouble connecting with people and having my own self-esteem, my own self-confidence. One of the things that kept me going was watching people like Cristiano Ronaldo, watching people like Sylvester Stallone, these people who would motivate me, Tony Robbins, Grant Cardone, these people that would push me. And I kept on hearing their stories of what they went through and where they are right now. And that's one of the things that kept me going each day. And what I mean kept me going each day, at that age, I wouldn't want to go to school. I'd stay in my bed, I'd throw a fit. I would try and come home each and every single day. It was bad. And that's one of the things that kept me going. I don't think a lot of people know this, by the way, but I think I had talks when I was younger, like twice, about wanting to drop out of school, wanting to leave. I can't believe I did this in the past, but I remember there was one night I put a belt around my neck. I didn't do anything, but I had the thought of doing it. And these videos of these people that I look up to is one of the things that kept me going. And I remember, I think it was before the surgery, I had a friend that was very close to me in high school. Actually, it was middle school. And I get a phone call one night as I'm sitting down on my floor. And the person on the phone goes, "Hey, your friend so-and-so just took their life." And I'm like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. Happened twice, actually, 2 or 3 times. So waking up from that surgery, I had the mindset of, okay, I can't focus on anyone else but myself. I got to be the best that I can be personally. So I'm going to wake up each day and I'm going to focus on that. And the second thing that was driving that was, what about everyone else? It's not about, although it's about me, like I just said, the root thing that was driving me was, it's not about me. It's about the story that I'm going to tell coming back from this, who I'm going to become coming back from this. And then the story that I share, my intention is that it will inspire other people. It will be that desire, the ignition, the emotional trigger for their life to say, if he did it, I can do it as well. And then being able to show them the way for how they can come back from setbacks in their life. And when I coupled those two things together and keeping that mindset over the years, it's been a rocket ship in the best way possible.
I can imagine, man. So what would 18-year-old you never believe about who you are today?
18-year-old Zach would never have believed that he would be, number one, in Florida, because it was always his dream to move to Florida to live there. He would never have guessed at all that he'd be taking part in his family construction business, nor would he ever believe that he'd be at the stage where he is right now, having spoken on stages, having met and become friends with people that he's looked up to. And honestly, just the life that I'm living right now, the health that I'm at, the mindset that I have, the friends that I have, I would have looked back and would have laughed at myself if you would have told me, hey, Zach, you're going to be going on stages. You're going to be speaking on podcasts. You're going to be helping people. You're going to be growing with your family business. You're going to be living here and traveling around the United States and having a friend group like the one that I have here. I look at you and I'd probably would crack up. And if you told me that I would have a spinal surgery and come back from it the way that I did, I look at you like you have 3 heads and say, get out of here.
Yeah. That's some powerful stuff, man. So don't chase, attract became a movement. What sparked it?
I love this story. It's so funny. The spark, the desire for this was, number one, that spinal surgery that I had, focusing, just a daily reminder for myself to keep on focusing on myself. Because prior to that moment, rewinding in the past, Zach was always the type of individual who would be, okay, I'm chasing that girl. She's so pretty. I want her. That's mine. I want that money. I want that money. Just give it to me. Whatever it is. I want that. I want that. But in the process, I kept on getting lost. And then in the process, it was scarcity. It was, I want versus giving. So because of that, I lost identity in who I was and what I actually really wanted. So from that moment, I switched it. I'm going to focus on myself. That was the whole thing. I'm going to focus on myself, becoming better myself, becoming more fit, making more money, giving back more, just focusing on personal development, self-development as much as I could each and every single day, literally just switching. And the second thing which sparked the collection to put everything on a hoodie was I took this trip to Italy. Now, get this. Lifelong dream, always. I put it on like my vision board, right? My goal list. Go to Italy. Finally make it there. I'm like, oh, this is so amazing. Everyone wants to be living, people that I hang around that are in their 20s, everyone wants to go to Italy and have a ranch and have all these horses. Like, it's the life. It's the dream life that you all think of. So here I am in Italy. I'm living the life, and I have my twin sister and a couple of her friends. It's amazing. We're going out. We're having some fun, drinking, going around to different places, different towns, go to Positano, living on the boat, And then time snaps. And I realized that I was there for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Now it's the time to come back. And I'm headed back to my life in New York, which I was at the time. And I'm on the plane, and I'm having this anxiety attack. Like, I'm going crazy. I'm trying to read, trying to watch a movie, trying to meditate, just trying to do anything I can. And my mind's just going all over the place. And I didn't want to leave. And I realized that it was in that moment that I was chasing a girl. I was chasing this life in Italy. And I wasn't happy with the life that I was going back to. So I said, again, on that plane, why don't I put this on a hoodie and make a collection? Because I need to be able to wear something to snap into an identity, almost like a character in a movie, like a Marvel movie. I need to be able to snap into that, and I need to be able to live that life, that mindset, that identity. And the interesting thing was, with this clothing brand, with this clothing company, at that time, was literally about to go bust. And I made this last collection, Don't Chase Attract, specifically just for myself, knowing that this is going to be end of the company, whatever. And then in creating it, everyone fell in love because everyone connected with it. Everyone realizes that they were chasing something, and that when they stop chasing and they focus on themselves, that they're going to attract the right things that are meant for their life. And those are the two sparks. That's where it came from. And somehow, some way, glory to God, takes off, and everyone just lives by it and loves that saying.
So your spinal surgery and your knee addiction shaped your leadership. How?
The spinal surgery and what else?
Oh, I'm sorry. That's my mistake. That was the wrong question. Your family runs a multi eight figure business. What lessons did you bring into Red Rock Institute?
Oh, great question. Focusing heavily on two things for my part. First one was the marketing and social media aspect to it, because I
Okay.
realized that in the trades, so many people, it's switching now, but so many people were never leveraging social media and advertising, marketing the way that they should. And the second thing was leadership. So growing up in the family business, I was only able to be on the social media side because I wasn't allowed to go in the field and hit the nails and operate the machinery and stuff. So
Yeah.
I was heavy on social media, and I built out a following. I enjoy that. I actually have a lot of fun with it. Then what I was learning through the family business was the leadership, was the C-suite side, how to actually communicate, how to lead a team. Then what I started learning, it's amazing. It's almost like I had a college course, but like in actual real life, like condensed so much. I was learning about the leadership, learning about the SOPs, learning about the team structure, financials. So I took all of that I was learning, and I realized that I had people that were my age, that were in their 20s and young 30s, in the trades trying to start up their own thing. And I said, why don't I just package this, something that we're doing right now, so we could help my friends and other people as well. So now with Red Rock Institute, that's exactly what we're doing, which is the first part, helping trade businesses grow and scale in their own companies through the trials and tribulations and achievements that we've achieved in our construction business. And the second part, which will be happening in a few years, is focusing on the younger generation. I don't know if anyone who knows who Mike Rowe is, but he was on Discovery Channel for, I believe it was
Dirty
Discovery
jobs.
Channel for, Dirty
Jobs.
Jobs.
Yeah.
I loved him. Loved those videos. And he said I believe it's in the next few years, 150 plus, maybe even 200,000 trades jobs that are going to need to be filled. But people don't understand, this younger generation doesn't understand the opportunities, the amount of money that they can make, the career path that they can have in these different industries. So that's one of the things with Red Rock Institute, the part two of it is to be able to give the younger generation that opportunity to go into.
Oh, I don't. Gary V. Right? He talks about trades and talks
Yeah.
about how electricians are going to be in high
Just
demand.
wait.
Right? He's
Just wait.
talking about they're going to be making upper six figures because there's such a need for them, especially with the explosion of AI and all this other stuff, that they're going to need the power and everything to help generate. And so they need electricians to help with all these new wiring and everything. So yeah, so it is something that that's lacking. I know when I was growing up that we had trade schools and stuff like that, and it seems to me like they really don't. They stop focusing on those.
Yeah.
It's like people just want to get rich quick and are afraid for a little bit of hard work. Or this nothing wrong with doing an honest living as in the trade. I mean, listen, like I said, electricians in the next couple of years are going to be killing it.
I feel like I'm already starting to see it now in New York with what we're doing in New Jersey and these couple of these other states. There are so many positions that need to be filled, and I am starting to see just now people are starting to wake up to that and saying, "Oh shit, really?" Like I can go into that. I have two friends that I'm thinking of right now. I'm not going to say their names, but they're they're young and they're getting after it and they're amazing at what they do. I completely believe it's gonna exactly what you just said and what Gary just said. It's gonna pop out. And to me, there's nothing. One of the most fulfilling things for me at the end of the day is just like what you said: getting out, using your hands, building something, doing something, and then coming back home.
Yeah. And so, yeah, so it is definitely, and with a lot of constructors, and I can imagine you're in Florida, right? And so I know after COVID and everything, with everything that was going on, and some of the laws, I know construction in Florida has kind of been a little on the downslide.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, is the truth, man. But
Yeah,
but um, but there's other places like you said, like New York, New Jersey. There's a lot of work going on up here. There's a lot of new buildings being built and stuff. So there is opportunity. So my previous question was your spinal surgery and your near addiction shaped your
yeah.
leadership, and in which form? How did that shape your leadership?
I had to become the leader for myself. I had to learn what leadership was for myself. Getting off of the oxy, which was partly my dad saying, "Get off of this right now. You're starting to become addicted." And then moving forward from that surgery, it really taught me a lot. Like you even opened up about it before. What did the rock bottom teach you? How do I lead myself? Because I know that there's gonna be people surrounding me that are gonna be helping me get out of it. But to me, I needed to lead myself first and understand who I was and how I'm going to get out of here. And when I'm able to do that, when I'm able to learn from the experience myself, then I can actually create a roadmap for other people to actually follow in. I don't care what it is, in their business, in their personal life, in their health, in their relationships, whatever it is. But I need to go through that fire myself, go through that experience myself to understand, okay, Zach, you're going to be the leader of yourself. That means you're going to wake up, you're going to do X, you're going to do Y, you're going to do Z, right? And you're going to stick to it. This is so one of my mentorships, one of my mentors that I've learned from, they talk about me leadership transitioning into we leadership. So you have to be able to understand yourself first, be able to lead yourself first, be able to have discipline and accountability and consistency within yourself. And then once you're able to do that, then it switches to we leadership, which comes in with the team. Now you have to teach other people how to do that same thing. So then you basically duplicate yourself into three different people. And that's how you grow your own company. But again, like you just said, it all goes back to the me leadership part. And that all stemmed from that moment at that hospital of saying, okay, not one day, but day one. Let's move forward.
Yeah, absolutely. S- what are the biggest mistakes trade businesses make when they're trying to scale?
They try and do it alone. I think is one of the biggest things. They try and do everything alone. Poor mismanagement of cash flow, which seems to get majority of these trades businesses. And then I'd say the third one would probably be, first one was they do it all alone, meaning they don't collaborate with other companies that are growing. So fast track. And then I'm going to say the third one is they try and do it all alone, meaning themselves personally in their business. They try and max out what they have and they don't want to spend that money to invest in whether it's a mentor, an event to teach them, or even just an additional person if they already know how to move forward, how to hire. They try and do everything on their own, and then they try and manage it. And before they know it, cash flow's going out. They have too many jobs. They can't manage it. Next thing you know, quality of work goes to crap. And then you're just maxed out. You're right aligning yourself. And then that business that you wanted to start in the trades as a way for you possibly to generate wealth for your family and for other employees and take trips off, whatever it might be for that person, they get trapped in it. So now they start resenting it, they get older, and then next thing you know, it goes to crap. Those are the three biggest things that I see. And if people would simply understand these simple concepts of the me leadership into we leadership, investing in other people to learn the track record of someone who's done it, collaborating with other people. So this company's going rocket fuel. Why don't we partner? Because we're in the same market, we're in the same industry. We can do integration somehow, collaborate. You guys both, now you have two assets come together, skyrocket. The other thing is the marketing, leveraging social media. So many people don't do this. It's aggravating to me, the trades industry, how so few people are actually able to leverage social media, because word of mouth is amazing. I've seen it happen in person. Word of mouth is probably one of the strongest things possible. But another way to get out in front of a tremendous amount of people is leveraging that social media and then adding fire on top of it as you start to go, being able to manage the cash flow and bring on another person and another person. Because on the road from $0 to $1 million or $3 million, it's not going to be you. You're going to have to bring people on. There's the break points, there's the 250, there's moving forward. So you have to bring the right people in. But if you partner, if you bring in the people that are not the right people, they will literally hold your company back, if not drain it, bankrupt it. So it's very important to understand who to bring in, who you need first, and then being able to train them so that you can then say, hey, you know what? I don't need to be on the job sites anymore. I can, but because I have this person and this person, now I can go focus on the sales and the marketing, which should be my job to bring in money and to keep the projects going.
Okay. You talk about the CEO financial mindset. What does that mean for young founders?
I believe mindset is everything. It can literally keep you back from what you want, propel you forward. I think there's different ways of, I believe there is different ways of thinking in life. There's the, and I'm going to phrase this off with, there's nothing wrong with being a employee, being a 1099 or something, or being your own boss, being your own CEO. The way that I see this in life is the CEO is thinking in a way different reality. They're thinking, to me, how can I expand? How can I grow? Not linearly like this, but exponentially. So it's thinking, okay, what can I take as leverage? Okay? Instead of thinking of this costs this costs that, time, money, it's, okay, who can I connect with? What's the next thing that will bring me to the next level? It's a much bigger way of thinking and more high leverage way of thinking. And the reason why CEO mindset is because when I have the ability to be in the room with my father and the people who we do business with and that we're friends with, these are people who are very successful. And they think in a completely different way than their normal person would think. I'll just put it like that. Like their thinking is massive. How they think about money, how they think about team, how they think about building, how they think about their personal life. Everything is in a different frame of reality. They don't care about how much capital it will take. They care about the time that it's going to have. They care about what their next thing is. They care about moving. What's the goal? What's the target? Okay, let's hit it. Versus, we're going to go out. We got to drive down the road. We got to do this. What about this? What about that? Like all the minutia, all the little details. From my experience, these guys, the CEO mindset is bigger. How can we expand? How can we collaborate together? And to be honest with you, I love that way of thinking. Any thinking other than abundant, positive, let's go out there and get it and grow together drains me. And it might sound harsh, but I try to, as much as I can, reduce, if not eliminate entirely, that way of thinking or that energy in my life, because it drags me down.
Yeah. So why is profit first growth the foundation versus hustle culture?
Yeah, great question. I heard this quote probably a year or two ago, which is busy work isn't productive work. So you could be hustling 24/7 and you could be going nowhere. It's ineffective action versus actually effective action. What's going to bring in a profit? For the business, it's profit. That's the blood, that's the oxygen for your business to grow. If you don't have any profit, if you're not watching your balances, if you're not watching how much profit you're making, you're going to run out, you're going to mismanage, and then there goes the business. So to me, it's not as much hustle work. It's figuring out, okay, what's going to move the needle? What's the next thing that I need to do? And then let's go hustle. Let's go work on that. But in doing so, we need to make sure that that's going to be able to bring in enough profit so that we can keep the business afloat and the business running. The minute that we neglect that, the minute that we forget that, the business goes under. And it's not only, to me, about the profit that it brings in. Look, we made money. In my mind, it goes a lot deeper than that. In my mind, it's we got to be able to bring in enough revenue for profit to be able to pay our people, our team members, for them and their families and for their futures. And then as well, on top of that, we need to have this business thriving in our life as well so that we can invest into our future, into assets in our future. The whole thing for me in this business and hustle and profit isn't just the what you can see on the outside. For me, it goes a lot deeper, like I just said. The employees, their families, their kids to come, getting food on their table, allowing them to prosper in their life, and along with ours. So I've seen tons of friends hustle, and it's ineffective action and it leads to nothing. I've done that myself as well, and it feels like crap. Versus target, okay, what do we want? Is that actually going to be effective action, bringing in something that we can then leverage upon and move forward? Yes, amazing. Attack speed. Go after that 100%.
Yeah, definitely. What's one money habit every young entrepreneur must start today?
What's one what?
Money habit
Interesting.
every young entrepreneur must start today.
This is going to sound so simple. Investment in assets. Get dialed in, number one, on learning sales and learning profit and making money. And once you make that money, self-development, understanding who you are and being able to generate that revenue, that profit, keep it. Because so many people just want to go baller once they have it. It's happened to me before too. And then next thing you know, what do you have in the future? And then invest it. So you make it. And then for me, it's assets, multifamily real estate. Maybe if someone's into stocks, kind of volatile right now, but crypto, Bitcoin, whatever it is, putting that in an asset that's going to generate you money over a long-term period. And then you just stack that, and you stack that, and you stack that. That's what I'm currently focusing on. And that's what I believe that young entrepreneurs should focus on is get it, keep it, invest it. That way you don't have to be so reliant upon in the future of making that money. You'll be able to do what you want, have that location freedom, that time freedom to do whatever you want, whenever you want, not relying on you actually selling, you actually making money. You already have investments that are providing you cash flow to live, and then you could start to go out in different areas of what you want, and you see it with all different types of celebrities, athletes, business people who have done the same thing. So that would be my advice. And I guess the conclusion to that is don't make it and then blow it off trying to look like an absolute G, because you ain't gonna be in the end.
So how did rebuilding your relationship with your father change the way you lead?
It taught me that taking responsibility upon yourself is the first step to moving forward and in control of your life. What I mean by that is When my dad and I were going through a rough patch, there was a lot of stuff that I wanted to blame him for, blame on him, which I totally could have. But I also had to take a step back and realize that people mess up, that I mess up. How did I act that caused him to do X, Y, Z, which then aggravated me and now split us apart? What did I do wrong? How can I change that? Again, Zach's leadership, me leadership. How can I lead myself better so that I can lead him and help him? And through our process, through our journey of talking it out amongst each other and not being combative, you did this, you did that, but instead saying, we messed up here, we might have messed up there. This is what we learned from it. Amazing. Now we're going to share a collective vision and we're going to move forward in the process. And another thing that I always bring up between the both of us is it's not necessarily what someone says, but it's the intention behind what they want to get. First of all, it's not what they actually say, it's how they actually say it that matters. But even deeper than that, pulling back the onion is underneath. What's the intention that they want to get out from it? So once we were able to move forward and rebuild our relationship as father and son, then we were able to say, okay, now we're going to go together and we're going to fight moving forward in our business, in our family life, in our team, with this sense of unity coming together. I learned how to lead myself. Papa, you learned how to lead yourself. We learned how to lead each other. We learned how to talk and how to evolve the R3 or the DISC assessment. We learned who we are. Now let's go implement that into our own business. And was it easy? Not at all. I remember I had 2, maybe 3 days of literally not talking to my father at all, not even wanting to look at him, to the point where you walk in a room, it's like you have the energy, like you know that something's up, kind of a level of disgust. However, you need to talk through it and you need to understand someone else's side of it to move forward. So now when that happens with someone, let's just say in business or in our personal life, we know exactly the roadmap of what we need to do and how we need to talk with them to move forward to get them to our desired results that we want.
So, how does your faith influence your decisions, especially under pressure?
It alleviates it 100%. Any pressure, I was just had something today that hit me. And the pressure, the heft of it, the heaviness, the burden, if you want to call it, of I have to figure it out on my own. I have to do this on my own. Tapped in with the uncertainty of everything cripples me, pulls me down. I was talking to you before about that negative energy, that energy that drags you down. Faith in my life allows me to take a step back and say, look at all the things that I'm grateful for, completely switching the frame of mind, lateral shift, and then moving forward, you know what, Lord, I'm going to put this in your hands. I'm going to let you lead me for where you want me to go, because I know if I go somewhere where you don't, it most likely won't work and it's going to hurt. But if I let you lead me, I know no matter what happens, it's all going to work out. So it's almost a sense of giving up control that allows me to feel more at ease and actually more in control and more confident from where I'm going in my future.
So what's next for your movement and for the entrepreneurs you work with?
I'll say moving forward is 2026 is my big focus right now. What I have on my mind is taking this apparel brand, the speaking, and the construction to a whole new level. My focus is going to be getting on more stages, more podcasts, sharing my story, inspiring other people through that, being able to mentor other people, being able to coach other people, bringing them through my private one-on-one to be able to help them implement change radically in their life. And then through that, vertically integrates into the apparel brand, into the apparel company, helping people don't chase attract. That huge vision for that. I actually have a team working on that. And then construction. I'm locked in over the next few years to creating one of the largest, most impactful family construction businesses on the East Coast. And for Red Rock Institute is being able to help other people that are just coming up do the same exact thing in their life. Long-term vision, man. No short-term things right now. Just long-term
Awesome,
vision
awesome.
locked in. Yeah.
If someone feels stuck in survival mode right now, how do they break free fast?
My advice would be number one, you gotta get out of the thinking that you're in right now. If you're in survival thinking, you gotta step out of it. You could do one of the things that I did, which helps out so much, is learning about the triad, which is the human psychology, which is the emotion, physiology, where you're focusing. So if you're in the shit right now, you're probably like this. You're probably thinking of all the negative things. It might be hard. Switch that shit up instantaneously. Stop thinking about what you don't want and where you're the shit that you're headed for, and start mapping out in your mind everything that you do want. Act the way that you would have been if you have that. Be it right now. Start doing it. And then the other thing is, for me, go online, search up motivational videos, whatever the hell can get you out of that negative energy, that negative mood. Switch it. Start hanging around people that are doing amazing, that are doing better than you. Learn from them. And then instantaneously, so crucial, set a target, get out and do it. Achieve it. Then again. And what that does for you is it snaps you out of this shit mood, whatever you want to call it, wherever you're in the hardships. Because what will happen is you'll be in that area, and then it's going to double down. It's like a negative spiral, and you keep on going down. And then next thing you know, you're not getting out, and you start thinking to yourself, I think I might be an introvert. I think I might be shy. I think I might be a bit depressed. And then you try and use these depression or whatever else you want to call it as a way for you to get love from other people, but you're dragging other people down. Instead, target, get out, start doing something, build something, come home at the end of the day, look, amazing, I did it. Then you stack the wins. Then you continue moving, and you keep on going. And in the process, you keep in the back of your mind, number one, if these limiting beliefs come up again, you just got to tell yourself to shut up. Literally tell yourself to shut up. Understand where it's coming from. Tell yourself to shut up. Then keep on moving forward. And the second thing that I hold each and every single day in my life, like we just talked about, is that God is my faith. Something's hard. Lord, take it from here. Lead me. Bam, go. Bam, go. I'm telling you right now, what's helped me from that hospital bed moving forward and everything that I've hit is exactly what I just told you, and it's action. Whenever I'm not moving, whenever I'm not doing something, I feel worse. Set a target, hit it, keep the momentum going.
Awesome. Man, this has been a great episode. We've come to the part of the show where you're going to get the spotlights, and you get to plug away and let everybody know where they can find you, website, Instagram handle, TikTok, whatever, everything.
Amazing. Yeah, really simple. Just Zach Del Monaco, my name, with a DELMONACO on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, you name it. And then my website is just my name, ZachDelMonaco.com. You could find all my social media links, all my content right there, past interviews, coaching, whatever it is. Hit me up on social media, all free content. If you don't have the ability to invest or to learn to do something, go scroll social medias. You'll learn everything over there, and keep it simple, keep it easy.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Thank you so much for being a guest, but don't leave just yet. Let me close out the show and we'll chat a little bit off the air, but thank you so much, man. It was cool. We sometimes it happens, but today was one of those days that we actually got some comments left by some people. That was my boy Tony. He's had wished him a happy Thanksgiving. He's just replying, but he also said, good show, bruh. Always is. He also commented, every day we got to go find a way to find a way.
Yeah.
He goes, no matter what our grind is, and encourage others to have integrity, to be honest, trusting God. And this is one of the reasons I love doing my show, is comments like that, is to have people who are listening and it resonates with them. So thank you, man, for being a guest. But again, let me close out the show and we'll chat off the air. But man, thank you, man. This was a good episode. I love it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you. All right, everybody. Another great episode is in the books. Oh man, I love it. It was awesome. I'm looking forward to some more great conversations coming up. But if today's episode lit a fire in you, go follow Zach at Perspective House and Red Rock Institute. And if you're a young entrepreneur, a trade professional, or somebody rebuilding their life, share this episode, because success isn't chased, it's attracted. Stay focused, stay grounded, stay wise. You know how Boy Wise does it. Peace out.